Here she is. Low compression and all. So let's jack it up and we'll go get the tester, do some compression testing. Man, great stuff. All right, kids. We did a cold compression test. The numbers are all like 35, so a little bit better than when it was hot, but yeah. Now we're just pulling the engine out. Starting the radiator, then we'll just get everything else going. So, fun stuff.
Y'all, for real though, this right here, this goes out to all our fallen homies, yo. Come on.
Hey, yo, real talk.
All right?
I mean, it just seems like a waste, right?
Well, boys, 13B is hanging out on some wood, just chilling. The engine bay is clean-ish. It definitely needs some work. We're gonna pull everything out. We're gonna repaint this thing nice, do it right. But that's a later project. For now, I'm gonna clean up when we're done. So, yep, pulled the broken 13B, and I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do something.
Somebody buy the 13B.
There's a chicken. Yeah, my 13B possibly will be for sale, depending on what's going on. We don't know yet, but it could be for sale. So if you want it, hit your boy up. What up, chicken? What's up, friends? So it's in South Carolina again, and it's cold. So not a shock there. But we have big news in this whole video and what we're doing with this engine situation. As you can see, hold on. As you can see, there's a rotary right there and a chicken. So why the chickens hang out with us, we still don't know, but they always come back. So the rotary is out of the car. That means one of two things. We will fix the rotary, or we will put in a LS motor, LS based, LS architecture engine, since the internet loves to say that unless it's an LS1, LS2, LS3, LS6, LS7, LS9, it's not an LS. So that's what we're discussing today. We're gonna do some cool stuff, but I'd like to point out that well, hold on. All right, friends, so under the sheet, we have the new engine for the ship box over there. These are called chickens. Jesus Christ. Does anyone want chickens? Like, I don't know why, but we have 3 that just hang out in our apartment all the time, and they just hang out and come annoy us at the worst moments. So, under this blanket is the new engine package for the RX-7. Now, I've kind of posted it somewhere else. Other people have known about it. Some people don't. But here you go. So this is an LS engine, LS-based engine. This is a LQ4 from a 2005 Silverado 2500 HD. So 6-liter engine. Chicken, bro. It is a 6-liter engine, pretty basic, iron block. Before everybody says, "Oh, why didn't you buy an aluminum block, fucking idiot?" Well, that's a good question, because we have no money. So this engine, full running engine, cost us $100 with a wiring harness and an ECU. Now go find me an aluminum block for the same deal. Granted, this thing needs some work. Chicken! This thing needs some work, but we're gonna do it. We got a whole box of stuff upstairs. We're gonna get it done. It's gonna be a super basic build. 6-liter, Z06 heads, custom cam. low-rise, mid-rise intake manifold from China, most likely a Holley Terminator, and yeah, make 450 wheel, cost less than $4,000. It'll beat any rotary I've ever built. Check it. Now, let's talk about rotaries for a second. So, I do love rotaries. Really, like, rotaries are sick. I like them. But this past 16 months of trying to get my engine built has proven that I don't have the funding or resources to race rotaries. I just don't. I mean, what would it be, $12,000 into this 13B in the corner there? And that's broken twice on the dyno and just can't seem to keep compression in the seals. For everybody that wants to make fun of us, shit talk us, do whatever, I really don't care. You know, I don't give a flying fuck about your opinion, no matter what it is. So there's that. But yeah, we just kept having apex seal failure. And you know, I'm tired of slapping apex seals into engines. I'd rather just have a reliable 450 horse NA engine and call it a day. So I do love rotaries, don't get me wrong, love rotaries, but I love driving more than I love rotaries. So the LS, that's gonna get us driving. It's gonna be fun. So we're doing that. Yeah, that's the plan. So we have some new friends in this space. I've learned the LS community is super nice. Great group of guys, great group of people. And there's some girls in there, so great group of everybody. But they're awesome, and I made some new friends. So let me get back to you. As I break stuff. So it goes this way. I made some new friends with Joel Payne. He co-owns Ronin Speedworks. So him and I have chatted a lot, and Ronin's helping me out a good bit with this build. We have a swap kit. We have their Supreme swap kit, which is their mounts, the T56 transmission mount, and all the supporting stuff and instructions, and it's really cool. So we have that, and then they're helping me with a set of long tube headers for the race car and for the LS. So really stoked to have been like working with these guys and just getting to know them. Joel and I have had, he's out in Hawaii, so the time difference is all weird, but we've had a handful of just like hour-long conversations randomly throughout the past couple weeks. We'll just call it chat. So I do appreciate their help on this whole engine swap situation, because that's a big part of it. Building the LS is easy, it's not too hard, but the fact we don't have to model, we don't have to fabricate, build, or do anything, this stuff all just bolts in, is a huge help for us, especially with the exhaust, because let me tell you, John was not looking forward to having to build a bunch of headers for an LS. So this is pretty rad. So thank you guys, thank you Joel, thank you Mark at Ronin Speedworks. I really appreciate y'all's help, and we'll be changing up we'll get the new livery on soon, and we'll definitely have you guys on there. So that's our plan. But today, what we're gonna do is we need to convert a lot of the truck stuff over to F-body stuff, so we can just like mount it in the engine. Some backstory on this: we need to do the main bearings. We need to. We're basically gonna refresh the engine. We're gonna do main bearings. We learned we needed to do crankshaft, so we ordered that. We're doing new rod bearings. We're doing a cam. We're doing head. So we're basically refreshing and redoing this whole engine. But today I just want to get into the car and kind of see how it's going to look and show you guys, because I'm really excited, because we've been stacking LS parts for a couple weeks now, and it'd be nice to just see all this come to fruition. So that's our plan right now, is just we'll convert this stuff, get the F-body stuff on, get the mounts in, we'll drop the engine in just to kind of see how it's going to be, and then we can really worry about rebuilding the engine once all the stuff gets here. But yeah, so stoked about it. Let's start changing some F-body stuff, and we will get into this. So here's our truck pan versus our Camaro pan. They're a lot smaller. So that's good. One thing I like about the Ronin kit is they give you all these instructions on what to do and suggestions on things you need. We need an oil baffle pan because LSs love to oil starve. So Ronin suggests using this one from Improved Racing. Chickens, shut the fuck up. From Improved Racing, so it just bolts right into this one. So we just pop these bolts out, slap that in, and yeah, then we can put the oil pan on the engine, kind of see where we're at, and just see how this goes. So here is this baffle that we have to run to prevent us from oil starving. Here's the factory one. So very open, oil can go anywhere. This one is pretty much boxed in, except on the front part here. So this also has little trap doors. So this thing's a really nice unit, and it drops right in. I got an oil pan. Well, let's put this on the engine. Now, since we're just doing mock-up purposes, since we're mocking up the engine right now, we'll just reuse the old oil pan gasket. We're not going to use all the fresh stuff until we put this engine together for good. So that's our plan here. All right, let's put our F-body pan on. Super simple. Just drop right on. Cool, if this gasket was lined up. All right, so our F-body pan is on, which means this engine is pretty much good to go in the car for mock-up. I gotta go pull the trains out of my car, which that seems like it's gonna suck, but I don't really know, so we're gonna find out. What do we do?
Did something with the motor.
LS motor. So that thing fits. It surprisingly clears the hood. Like our little vent here just barely touches it, but we can get rid of that vent. We're gonna use this D-Max style vent to make a louver, cover up this big hole. But yeah, the engine fits.
It actually might be fitting because it's sitting this way. It's canted backwards. This front is pushed up.
Oh yeah.
Because there's no trans or anything.
So if we come
actually,
down.
Yeah, it's supposed to actually come like seriously rock forward.
Yeah, I'll rock forward a hair.
Yeah, stuff in the vent.
Okay. Well, let's pop the hood off and we'll show the people the thing. All the Haltech stuff to sell it. So now we have our engine in. This thing sits really low. The engine honestly, well, the engine is lower than the rotary was if we account for the ITB setup, correct? Because the ITBs are like way up here. So it's like a little bit lower.
About the same height.
Oh.
Like, yeah, it's about the same height. But if you had to add the air filter box and stuff we had to build onto the ITBs, yes, it is lower.
Okay, so engine fits nicely. This Ronin kit is actually really radical. We're going to be running their long tubes. They're going to fit right. It's going to be classic. So we have an engine. We don't have a crank in the engine, but we have an engine, and it's chilling in here. So this is pretty cool. The intake's pretty radical. Yeah. Any thoughts, Handsome?
Get the rest of the parts.
So no thoughts from Handsome. But yeah, this thing's pretty sick. Pretty sick. I'm excited. So it's really cool seeing the LS in here, and just we have progress. We have a lot of progress being made right now. Doesn't seem like much, but we're getting there. So yeah, it was pretty cool. That's about all I got right now. Alright, so now we got the engine in. Let's talk about some stuff. So, cool thing about this Ronin kit is it comes with some basically spacers for your sway bar. It just moves it a hair forward, so your sway bar clears the engine and stuff. So that's good. Pretty much, it just dropped right in. We got some firewall space back there. So that's all cool. And yeah, this thing like fits. This thing's right at home. Some other notable things with this Ronin kit is we can keep 50-50 weight distribution, so that's pretty cool. That's one argument against all the rotary people that say don't swap it because you fuck up your weight distribution. Well, this doesn't, so that's cool. This is super easy to drop in. I mean, the Ronin guys are really nice, super helpful. They've been a huge help to me. They'll be helping me with a set of long tube headers for the car, so that'll make exhaust plumbing and everything easier for us. Yeah, they've just been really helpful guys. So we just want to test fit the engine, make sure it's all good. And tomorrow we'll pull it back out. We have to tear the engine down because the crankshaft is a little messed up, so we're just gonna get a new one. Then while it's out, we'll have the machine shop who did my heads, they'll deck it, or they'll acid dip it, and they will just go over it, hone it, make sure it's all good. Since we're putting all this time into a fresh new engine, we should probably do it right the first time. So that's what we got. But yeah, super stoked about the first kind of iteration of this V8 swap. So really excited about it. We're gonna get through it, and we're just gonna knock some stuff out. Earlier in the week, I put up a I put up a poll on Instagram to basically talk about reasons to LS swap or not to LS swap your car, and we got some answers. I just want to talk about them. I'm not gonna like argue about them. Actually, I do like to argue, so I'll probably argue about them. I'm just really curious what everybody said. So one guy said, this guy's named L Nerdy, he said LS swap for fuel economy. So we should definitely get better fuel economy with the LS. Gabriel says, if I went through 2 13Bs, I'd LS swap my FC2. The haters can send money to stay 13B. So if you're part of the 13B squad, you can send some money, and if it's enough, we won't fix the rotary. But you know, it is what it is. Common Grinch says rotary for the sound and keep original, LS for the reliability and power potential. Don't know how to say this guy's name. He said LS sounds strong like a lion, rotary sounds like a hentai girl coming. So a little graphic. Kid June says it's what you enjoy the most, what fits your motives. For me, it's rotary regardless of its flaws. You know, good for you, my guy. I thought that too. And then we're way too many thousands of dollars that I don't want to talk about into that rotary. Green Bean says, just say yes to LS, sound, power, spend tires, so easy, a caveman can do it. Eco-friendly because it burns less oil. True. Bryce says, seat time is more important, and just because you swap one way doesn't mean you can't go back. I'm sure the FC will never get another rotary in its life. I could foresee myself buying an FD later down the road and having a rotary, but I can tell you, unless Poppy Dom just gives me a 3 rotor, then the FC is probably staying LS for the rest of its life. We have Juiciest J. I'm staying rotary because I think they're super interesting and want a 10K RPM motor. Well, let me tell you, a 10K RPM motor is not cheap. That's what I've learned. Also has a lot of hassles. but do you, man, do you. You get it. More power to you. Callahan says rotary, the Reels algorithm showed you that. The Reels algorithm did show me that, but also the LS can make its headers glow too, so not like that really determines anything. Jimmy says, I just want you to have fun, so that's cool, I appreciate it. Mike says rotary because weight distribution. Well, the Ronin kit keeps it 50-50, so the weight distribution argument is pretty much invalid at this point in my opinion. Rotary because lighter. I think we'll have like the difference between engine weights is maybe 150, 200 pounds probably, so really not that much in my opinion. It's not like we're putting a Cummins up there. Hopefully this wind is not fucking y'all up, because that would be very annoying if it is. Rotary because that's what Mazda used and intended. Well, Mazda also quit using the rotary and hasn't brought it back for like 12 years. Someone says go buy a Corvette. You know, that's a fair thing to say. You got money for a Corvette? Because that'd be pretty radical. This guy says stay rotary, more fun. Staring at your car on jack stands for a year is not more fun than having an LS that runs. So your argument is invalid at that point. LS swap, Goose FC says LS swap easy for the parts and power. That's true. Like parts for this thing, dirt cheap. It's pretty amazing. The oil pan costs like 120 bucks. The oil pump costs 100 bucks. The baffle costs 100 bucks. The intake costs 400 bucks. The cam, that was kind of expensive, but the heads cost 400 bucks. Everything's cheap. Someone says because bang bang, not sure what that means. My other Fred says LS lasts more than 1 lap or 4 dyno pulls. That's very true. Our buddy Brock, who he actually gave us the heads for the engine, put the most reliable economic engine that fits your application and current time. That's how I view it. You're right. Chris says JD impurity is what makes an RX-7 what it is. Rotary all the way. Oh, Chris, more power to you. I don't care. LS, power, efficiency, long lasting. There we go. It's like a Viagra ad. Patty says V8 equates to higher reliability, better fuel economy, and has the thing called torque. It's also cheaper. That's all true. Happy Time Garage says LS has better MPG, more torque, ported rotary, idle, and high RPM is fire. That is true. The idle of the rotary, you can't really beat it, so I'm gonna miss that, but you know, if it doesn't run, kind of pointless. So RX-7 Project says LS will make more power, but mess up your weight distribution. Rotary has balance, smoother power, and brat. Well, back to the weight distribution argument. It doesn't exist. We'll still have 50-50 weight distribution, so just throw that out. It will weigh a little bit more, but that's negligible, and it won't brat. So you won that one. Dylan says LS runs, rotary makes Dorito noises. Very true. Rotary Rocket just posted triangles. I assume that means you're pro rotary or whatever. Moy says reliability and readily available parts. Go LS. Redline Addict says high RPM and power band and progressive power band. Don't care about 150 horsepower. It's fun to drive. You know, that is probably true, but we can have a similar power band with an LS, with the right cam, and all that stuff. So that's what we're going for on this engine, is basically have top end power, not really. Try to control the torque with the tune, and the cam is all set up for top end stuff. Joel says VQ swap, fuck the LS. You're right, but compression issues that you have. Let's see. This guy says I've had both, currently a 5.3, better gas mileage, more reliable, cheaper parts, more power, baby. So very true, very true. This guy says poly LS swap for parts availability. You're right. Cowan says no more excuses to use the word rotard. That's true. Ian says rotary because I love pain. Yeah, that's good for you, I guess. Scooter Pete says R for rotary. So now you got to put RX-7. Yeah, we can do that. We'll make a badge or a sticker, put on the back. It'll go well with my 13B license plate. Alex says rotary because it's simple, reliable, in my experience, and super fun to drive. I don't know what rotary is simple and reliable, but you, sir, are on a different planet, and you just have a very wrong opinion. So, what else we got? Chad Cross says the RX and RX-7 is the rotary. Without the rotary, you just have a recreated vet. I personally call it a mini vet, but yeah, you're right, same thing. So my friend, she's a diehard rotary girl. She says just no, so respect it, but it is what it is. Illegitimate Cross says 2JZ is better. I have a spare one if you want to rebuild it. 2JZ is not better, and fight me, I don't care. Trashbag FC says every motor has its issues. At the end of the day, it's an opinion, stay rotary. Yeah, your opinion doesn't matter. Project Datsun says because the exhaust glow and BRAPs rev to the moon. Well, LS can do all those things except BRAP. Rotary go BRAP. All balancing, wrench time versus drive time. Your goals, engine doesn't matter. You right, sir. Yeah, so those are all the complaints I got from the people. And yeah, figure we go through those, but I'm excited for the LS project. Tyler's excited for the LS project. And that's what we got. So catch y'all next time. Next time we'll pull the engine out and go get it hot tanked and start rebuilding it. So we're waiting on a camshaft and a crankshaft, and then we can slap the engine together. It's gonna be a good time.